Welcome to English Mastery Podcast, Incredible Learners. I'm Vey, here with James, and today we're doing something special, a complete deep dive into podcasting for English fluency. James, are you tired of struggling with English fluency even after hours of studying grammar and vocabulary? What if I told you the secret to unlocking natural, confident speaking isn't more textbooks or apps, but something you probably already love, podcasts? Today, we're revealing the often overlooked strategies that transform passive listening into powerful speaking improvements. This isn't about casually listening to English content and hoping something magical happens. No way. We're talking about strategic, intentional podcast engagement that creates real fluency breakthroughs. The problem is that most learners are accidentally killing their fluency progress through passive listening habits. But there's a surprising link between specific podcast genres and advanced vocabulary acquisition that most people never discover. Ready to unlock your English voice through the podcast power-up method?
Oh, Vey, this is so exciting because here's the thing. Passive listening is literally sabotaging fluency progress for millions of English learners. You put on a podcast, you feel productive, but your brain is just floating along without really engaging. That's not how language acquisition works. Let me introduce you to our game-changing 3-pass method that transforms understanding into native-like pronunciation. Pass 1. Listen for general understanding. Get the big picture. Don't worry about every word. Pass 2. Focus on specific phrases and intonation patterns. This is where you start noticing how native speakers actually talk. Pass 3. Shadow select segments while paying attention to rhythm and emotion, not just words. Haha, it's like building a house, foundation first, then the details. Here's the secret sauce, strategic note-taking that actually improves your speaking, not just comprehension. Don't write down random vocabulary. Instead, note phrases that express emotions, opinions, or transitions. Then practice using those exact phrases in your own context. This approach turns every podcast into your personal English accent trainer.
James, that 3-pass method is revolutionary. Now let's create your personalized podcast playbook because finding your perfect fit changes everything. Here are the top 5 podcast categories for rapid fluency games that go way beyond typical news and interviews. First, storytelling podcasts. They teach narrative flow and emotional expression. Second, comedy shows. They expose you to humor, timing, and cultural references. Third, true crime, incredible for learning descriptive language and building suspense. Fourth, self-improvement podcasts, perfect for opinion-expressing vocabulary. Fifth, niche hobby shows. This is the overlooked gold mine. When you listen to podcasts about your personal interests, whether that's cooking, fitness, or technology, you absorb specialized vocabulary naturally while staying genuinely engaged. Here's how to identify podcasts tailored to your specific level. You should understand about 70-80% of the content. If it's 90% plus, you're not being challenged enough. If it's below 60%, you'll get frustrated and quit. The sweet spot keeps you learning without overwhelming you. Your homework? Find one podcast in each category that genuinely interests you.
Exactly, Vey. And now comes the revolutionary part. Engagement hacks that turn listening into active speaking practice. First hack, the retail challenge. After every podcast episode, spend 5 minutes explaining the main points to yourself, your mirror, or better yet, record yourself. This builds narrative skills and confidence in organizing thoughts in English. Second hack, join online communities or forums where people discuss podcast episodes. Engage in written discussions first, then work up to voice messages or live discussions. This gives you real conversation practice based on content you've already absorbed. Third hack, here's something cutting edge. Use AI tools to analyze your speaking patterns compared to podcast hosts you admire. You can record yourself retelling podcast segments, then compare your rhythm, pace, and pronunciation to the original. It's like having a personal pronunciation coach available 24/7. The key is transforming from passive consumer to active participant. You're not just listening to English, you're practicing thinking, organizing, and expressing ideas in English using the podcast content as your training ground.
James, those engagement strategies are absolutely brilliant. Now let's talk about your Fluency accelerator plan, because consistency and integration are everything. Here's how to seamlessly integrate daily podcast routines into your busy life without feeling overwhelmed. Morning routine. 10 minutes of podcast listening during breakfast or commute. Focus on easy, motivational content to start your day in English. Lunch break. 15 minutes of active engagement. Pause, summarize, or practice repeating interesting phrases. Evening wind down. 20 minutes of storytelling or entertainment podcasts while relaxing. The long-term vision is incredible. You're going from podcast listener to confident English speaker who can naturally express complex ideas, tell engaging stories, and connect with people from all over the world. Here's your personalized action plan to start seeing results immediately. Choose one podcast episode right now, listen using our 3-pass method, take notes on 3 phrases that express opinions, then practice using those phrases in your own sentences. Do this consistently for just 2 weeks, and you'll notice dramatic improvements in your speaking confidence and natural expression. Your fluency transformation starts today, not tomorrow.
That's absolutely perfect, Vey. Remember, everyone, podcasts aren't just entertainment. They're your secret weapon for fluency mastery. The strategies we've shared today have transformed thousands of English speakers from hesitant learners to confident communicators. Start with one technique, build the habit, then gradually add more strategies. Your English speaking breakthrough is waiting for you in your next podcast episode.
Keep listening strategically, keep practicing actively, and we'll see you next time on English Mastery Podcast.